Hey everybody, this is Jimmy. Happy President's Day. Yesterday when my parents were in town, my wife and I, with my parents, we just decided, hey, let's go check out the neighborhood. Let's see what's new. Let's see what's being built. Let's see some of the new subdivisions. Let's go explore some of the new houses in the area, drop in on some model homes and walk through and talk with some agents. And we had a lot of fun doing that. It was a great time. But man, doing such, I realized that can be some dangerous stuff right there. All of a sudden, I realized there are things out there in homes and neighborhoods that I didn't even realize that existed, and that realizing and seeing those things all of a sudden produced new desires in me. And I was like, man, that'd be awesome if I could live in a neighborhood with a coffee shop in the clubhouse with basketball courts and swimming pools and all that sort of stuff. Man, that would be so awesome if I could have all that stuff. But up until yesterday, I never had a second thought about needing a clubhouse with a basketball court and a coffee shop and a theater. And I didn't realize that there are features in homes that I saw that, man, I didn't know I needed that until I saw it yesterday, until I saw somebody else having that. And it got me to realize, being the former Bible college seminary student that I am, man, that 10th commandment thing is still a very real thing. When God said to Moses, "You shall not covet your neighbor's donkey, you shall not cover your neighbor's wife, or anything that your neighbor owns," it's like, man, that really hit home to me as I was looking at all these homes yesterday and browsing around and talking to people and seeing things. And I realized, man, that covetous feeling, that keep trying to keep up with the Joneses and desiring something that somebody else has. It's amazing how alive that feeling can be in you. And it's like, it drove my wife and I crazy last night. We sat up in bed talking for like half an hour, 45 minutes or so. And then even this morning over breakfast, it was part of the conversation. And we talked about the pluses and minuses of things and all that sort of stuff. It got me thinking how dangerous such feelings can be, because, if I wasn't careful and my wife and I weren't careful, man, we could just be plunging another $100,000 in debt and a larger monthly mortgage payment, just simply to keep up with the Joneses, to have things that we didn't even know we needed until we saw them for the first time yesterday. And we were just like, wow, blown away by that. Now, don't get me wrong, having those nice things in and of themselves is not wrong. If you have the means of buying such a house in such a neighborhood, by all means, enjoy the blessings that God has given you and your family. But it made me at the same time realize that we need to guard our hearts and our minds, and the lust of our eyes, and our purchasing decisions and what we buy and the type of lifestyles we decide to live, because sometimes the lifestyles we choose to live aren't necessarily driven by the things that we truly need in our lives, but they're driven by this rabid desire that lives deep within our hearts, that causes us to lust for other things that we don't have, and things that maybe we frankly don't even need. And I think we need to recover something of that in our spirits, especially as Western Christian Americans who are very consumer-driven individuals. And maybe we need to really think twice about why we're buying what we're buying and what we pursue. Because we might think, if I could just have that, it would give me the satisfaction of my heart. When in reality, God calls us to live with a spirit of contentment, to realize that the grass may look greener on the other, on other fields and other pastures. But if the Lord is our shepherd, we need to realize that the grass we are already under is plenty green enough. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. And I need to realize that wherever I am in my life, I need to start counting the blessings that God has provided me and my family. Because if I stop counting those blessings, if I stop realizing His active leading in my life, and I stop realizing that He has already provided for me all the things that I need, all of a sudden I might find myself in the spirit of being discontent and lusting after things that, maybe God doesn't necessarily want me to have. And so I need to guard my heart. I need to guard my mind about that. And above all, I need to guard my wallet because those things, as good as they can be, you might buy those things, but in the end, those things really might be buying you. So anyway, this is Jimmy. Happy President's Day. I just thought I'd toss out this little life lesson about the 10th commandment, about coveting, and how, man, coveting is still a very real thing, and it's something that we need to guard our hearts and our minds against. Have a great day. Bye-bye.